everybody, it's Chris from the Evermore podcast, Newcastle United podcast, and the Evermore YouTube channel. Back with another Rumour Has It video and a little bit of breaking news, I suppose, as well, in terms of one of our star players, which could change our activity in the transfer market. It's not great news. We're going to get stuck into this in a minute. We're going to talk about potentially a player that has been linked to the club that we can maybe bring in as a replacement or a stopgap for this player. So just before we do a little bit of housekeeping, if you haven't already, please click that like and subscribe button. And let us, come and join the party. We've had loads of new subscribers recently. Really appreciate it. Loads of great comments too. We're about 1653 or something, I think it is. So we're pushing close to that 1700 mark. Please smash the button and hit the bell as well, so you don't miss any of the videos at all. And we've got loads of content coming. So make sure you tune in, especially for our new tactics show, our post-match reviews, where Mark's just totally outdone himself with his graphics and the statistics and the kind of imagery that's in the episode, as well as the crack. So yeah, definitely come and join Evermore. It's not ITK bollocks, it's not waffle, it's just pure football talk by football fans. So let's get stuck into this then. So yeah, obviously starting off on a bit of a bum note, we were all watching a great game at the weekend against Manchester City. Brilliant draw. Callum Wilson led the line superbly well, scored an amazing goal. That's 3 games now where he's proven he's to me, he's one of the best finishers in the division, and he's got every right to have ambitions to be in the World Cup squad for England. Took his goal superbly well, led the line, ran City ragged all game. Got about 70-minute mark, and he was substituted off. Now, PK, our own PK, was next to me, and he couldn't understand what was going on. And I said maybe he's just protecting Wilson, because you know how Wilson's body can break down. And obviously we're going to need him this season more than ever. It turns out that he felt his hamstring, is what Eddie Howe said, and he wasn't moving very freely. So we substituted him off for Chris Wood, who did all right when he came on, but we all know Chris Wood is not the answer if anything bad happens to Wilson. Cut to the news today in Eddie Howe's press conference, was talking about Callum Wilson going for a scan on his hamstring, which is just absolute nightmare to Newcastle fans all around the world. It's the very, very last thing that we ever wanted to do. We were talking all summer on this channel, and every other Newcastle United fan based podcast was doing exactly the same thing, saying, why don't we get another striker? Why don't we get another striker? We look like we put all of our eggs in the Ekitike basket, and that basket got shipped off to Paris. We didn't seem to have a backup plan at all outside of Ekitike. And now potentially we could be in a situation where we're going to lose Callum Wilson for a handful of games. Eddie Howe played it down, and he obviously said it wasn't anything too serious and said scans are routine. But we all know Callum, as brilliant as a striker as he is, has got his injury problems. The same with Ryan Fraser as well. We know we're screaming out for a right-sided attacking midfielder to add, qualities to the squad. Yes, Miggy's doing well, played really well against City, but Miggy can be up and down. Maxi can be up and down on the other side. That's a desperate position that we need to fill. But now, if Callum Wilson has a lengthy spell out, this is just disastrous for Newcastle United, because there's nobody in the squad that can replace what that man brings you. The way he leads the line, the way he finds space behind that back four, the way he scores goals, more importantly. We've got a massive hole to fill there. There is talk about João Pedro. That looks like it'll probably go through. It's a lot of pressure to put on a young lad's shoulders to expect him to come in and do what Callum Wilson does. That could really set his Newcastle career off in a really bad way, because fans will be expecting him to fill the void until Callum comes back, like they did with Chris Wood in a way, really. And, we've all kind of made our mind up on Chris Wood, and maybe unfairly in some regards, because he's not Callum Wilson. So I really hope that doesn't happen, but it might make the club rethink about what they're going to do in this transfer market. There's other players out there still available for the right price. There's Alexander Isak at Real Sociedad, which I think they're looking for 40 million quid for him. That could be a deal to be done. There's the likes of Brozier on loan. That could be a deal to be done. We need someone who can get goals in the Premier League. We need a proper centre forward. Personally, I'd love a bid for someone like Danny Ings at Aston Villa. I know he's just as injury prone as Callum, but between the two of them, they could probably play a full season as a main man for Newcastle and bring you goals and bring you quality. But yeah, this could really change the way we're moving this transfer market. So we really hope that the news on Callum isn't bad. Obviously, wait for the results of that scan. I don't think he was ever going to play against Tranmere anyway. He's probably going to be rested for that, and Chris Wood will probably start that game. But, the hamstrings and muscle injuries are a really awkward type of injury, especially if there's a tear or something like that. Callum could be out for a long spell, and especially the way he plays the game, he's a striker that relies on that burst of speed to find space and behind the back four. And with a tight hamstring, with a dodgy hamstring, he's not going to be able to play his game. So yeah, just disastrous, really. It's a position we've all been screaming out for, and we really wish that the club had done something about it. I'm not knocking the owners. I know that's illegal in these parts, and you get attacked for it. But yeah, I think hindsight's a wonderful thing. We probably should have got another striker in, but listen, let's hope Callum isn't too badly hurt. And, we can move on, obviously, in there and still have him for the majority of the season. But on the off chance that he is hurt, there has been some players linked. We have been linked to this lad, which I'm going to pull up here, who is Maxi Gomez, who plays for Valencia. Now, Maxi Gomez had a good goal-scoring career, as you can see there, but he's kind of gone off the boil a little bit at Valencia. I'm just going to pull up the reported transfer fee for the lad as well, if you bear with us. But he could be a good signing coming in, especially now with Callum Wilson being injured, potentially for a long period of time. He's 26 years old, Uruguayan international. You can see there he scored goals kind of wherever he's been. At Valencia, he started off quite well, but he's kind of petered out a little bit. His statistics for last season, he had 29 appearances, 5 goals, 3 assists, which wasn't too bad, for almost a backup kind of centre forward. I don't think he's really the main man, but he could fill the void, left by Callum if he's injured for a period of time. He's got 27 caps for Uruguay and 4 goals. So he obviously knows where the onion bag is. He's quite quick. He's got good feet. He's strong. He can win the ball in the air as well, as Mark says there. He draws a lot of fouls. In terms of winning free kicks, and we've seen how deadly we could be from free kicks with the likes of Kieran Trippier over the wall in the squad. So this could be a good signing for us. Just looking at the kind of reported transfer fee. So looking at it here, the player's available for a fee in the region of 10 million quid. So it's not a huge investment either if you think about the level of money was spent on Chris Wood and, the likes of even João Pedro. We're looking at 30 million quid plus for the lad. So 10 million quid gamble on this kid might not be a bad idea, to be honest with you, especially for a player who maybe accepts that he's kind of going to be in and out of the squad. He's not going to be the main man. He could fill in, he could cover for Callum. If this hamstring injury isn't a tear, it's a strain, and he's maybe out, for 3 or 4 games, as opposed to potentially, 8 or 10 games. Maxi Gomez could come in and fill in there. There's still the likes of Belotti on a free transfer too, which I would much prefer personally. I think more proven than Maxi Gomez. But I'm not going to turn my nose about it if this deal comes off. You can see from Mark's per 90 stats there, it's not great reading. It's all a lot of reds, but he hasn't played a lot of games really. Like I say, he played 29 appearances last season for Valencia. But I suppose you just got off the boil a little bit, but sometimes players stagnate. For 10 million quid, like you can say, what are you going to get for 10 million quid in this current market? Player inflation's sky high. But you can see from his heat map there, he is a busy player. He likes to drop deep. He holds the ball up really well. He brings others into play. And if we've got the likes of Maxi, at full force flying, Miggy playing well, you never know if we bring somebody like a Pulisic in on loan, and we have that also as attacking threat. Maxi Gomez could be a real good hold-up focal point to get these other guys into play to share the goal burden if Callum is out. So, let us know what you guys think in the comments below, whether you think, he'll be a good sign or not. You can see how he compares in the radar next to Callum. He's nowhere near him in goals, but in terms of his kind of key passes, his shot creation chances as well, and his assists, more importantly, he's way ahead of Callum. So I think he's more of a team player centre forward, more of a kind of a focal point, bit of an Emil Heskey type of character, if you want to call it. Hold the ball up, be busy, get in the way, bring others into play. Then he could, be a decent player for us. But as I'm saying that out loud, it potentially could be signing a Uruguayan Chris Wood here. So I'm not sure. I'm saying it out loud whether he would be a decent sign or not. Maybe a more mobile striker might be a better option. But again, let us know what you guys think in the comments below about Maxi Gomez, whether you think he'd be a good signing or not for the squad. We're getting to that stage now. We're getting close to the last couple of weeks of the transfer window. We said that already. We're looking for creative players. We're looking for players who can make things happen in the final third. Madison's still on the table. Paquette has been linked. Pulisic on loan. Guys like that. Callum Hudson-Odoi. But if Callum Wilson is injured, going back to what I said at the start, that is going to change the transfer plans without a shadow of a doubt. We will need a proper goal scorer. We will need someone who can lead that line and give us close to what Callum gives us. And that's going to cost money unless you get yourself a good free transfer like a Belotti, or you get yourself a player who needs a move like Isak for 40, 45 million quid. But let us know in the comments below who you would want to bring in if Callum is injured. Let's pray to God he's not. But if he was injured, who would you want to bring in? We always love to engage you guys. As I mentioned at the start, if you haven't already, consider smashing that button, subscribe to the channel. We've got loads of content coming. You'll not regret it. We're not ITK, we're not over commercialized. We don't charge anybody for subscriptions here. It's all free content, just fans talking about the club that we love and the club we call United. So this is Chris signing off, and we'll catch you next time for another transfer video. See you guys.